Hello, welcome guys. Welcome back to technology. Today we're going to talk about selectors, coding with class and style. This lesson will be broken into two sessions for Tuesday and Thursday. And today we're going to have the three first objective, and on Thursday we're going to have the three last objectives. And today we're going to see how to modify specific named elements, how to add and modify emphasis and strong emphasis, and creating class. So to get started, we're going to see the difference between an ID and class attribute. By definition, an ID is a unique identifier. It means when we use an ID attribute, we can actually use it in another attribute. It's unique. It doesn't apply to other attributes, while the class is quite the opposite. Class stands for great classifiers. It can be used in different elements. It can be multiplied, while ID cannot be multiplied. When we use ID for paragraph, we cannot use the same ID to another paragraph. But with class, we can use class with another paragraph. And in the last example of the difference between ID and class is that the class we can have different class within the same element. We can have class 1, class 2, and class 3, while we can have only one ID. So what we can do with an ID, we can also do with a class. But what we can do with the class, we cannot do it with an ID. So to get started, I'm going to give an example to clarify a bit what I mean by ID and class attributes. Let's go back to our website that we have created. I'm going to write a three paragraph, and I'm going to modify those paragraphs by means of ID, and I can do it also by means of a class. So class and ID helps us to modify elements. So to get started, I'm going to Visual Studio Code in the home, and I'm going to write paragraph, and in our paragraph I can write something like literature quote of the day. Literature quote of the day. So I'm going to literature quote of the day. Literature quote of the day. This is it. And I'm going online. I'm just going to look for a literature quote and copy it. Okay, here I just typed literature quote of the day, and I came up with this, and I'm going to copy this literature, this quote here, just the first one, and I'm going to style it. I first copy the literature, the quote, and I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to create another paragraph. And I'm going to paste my quote. And as I showed you the other day, to wrap a paragraph when it's long, we're just going to click on view and scroll down to toggle word wrap or alt. Now it's wrapped, and I'm going to create another last paragraph. For the author names, and I'm going to just copy this. Control V. So if I save it, Control S, go back to our website, refresh it, we have a literature quote of the day, and then we have the paragraph. What I want this literature quote to have a different font family than this one, than the quote itself. The same thing with the author name. I want it to have a different font and to be aligned on the right here. This to be in the center and these two to be in the center. So I'm going to modify to style 3 different paragraphs in 3 different ways. And to do it, we need ID or class. So let's go back. Before that, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the break tag to wrap my text. I'm going to use the break tag BR. So what this BR does, it's going to display my paragraph just the way it's like this. It's not going to be this long. I'm going to break it. Let me use another break tag here and see what it will look like. BR. Good. Control S. If I refresh it, you see that the text will be wrapped. Control. This is it. This is the role of the B tag attribute. Or the B tag. It's not an attribute, it's a tag actually. Okay, as I said, we are going to use we start with an ID. I'm going to use ID, and as the rule, you have to type ID and give it a name. Here it's name. I can give it any name that I want. I'm going to the paragraph. I'm going to start because I want to modify this paragraph. Only this paragraph. I'm going ID equal. I can name my ID any name. Let's say paragraph. No, title. I can name it title. Control S, and here I can give it an ID of quote. This one I name it quote, and this one, the last paragraph, I can give it an ID of author. Control S. Now with this ID names like title, quote, authors, I'm going to the CSS. I'm going to my CSS. I'm going to use the same ID, the names that I used, and to identify, to tell the browser that I'm using an ID, I should start with the pound sign or the hash sign. Pound title. So now I'm going to style the P paragraph where I wrote this. I'm going to style to modify this paragraph of a literature quote of the day, and I'm going to use the title ID in this style. Now let's say I want to change the font size of that paragraph. I can start by font size. I can bold it. No, font size, not bold it. I can give it 30 pixel. Bold it's actually font weight. Now here font weight. Font weight bold, and what else? I want to align it, put it in the middle, and I'm going to use text alignment. Text align center. Text align center. Control S. If I save it and I go refresh my website, you see that this literature quote of the day will be here right in the center. and the size, its font size will increase. Let's refresh it. This is it. It's ready in the center. You can see that so far I have only modified one paragraph. This paragraph is totally different with this one. So let's continue. We're going to modify also this port by means of ID, and the port ID names is port, so I'm going to use port. Style, right here, enter. Always start with the pound sign. Now for the paragraph, for the port, I'm going to start with the font style. I want to render it italic, so I'm going to use the font style italic, and I'm going to change the font family to font family. I'm going to use let me choose another font family. I can go for let me look even this one, Courier, New Courier, and Monospace. I go for this one. No, not Monospace. I can look for, let's try this one. If it doesn't, no, not Monospace. Monospace will not look properly. Let's change another family. Let's look for another event Tahoma. Okay, let's go for this one. And then we're going to change the text align. Bring it to the center too. Good. Control S. If we save it, we go back to our website and refresh it. This is it. You can see the quote come to the center and it's now italicized. The same thing we're going to do with the auto names. This time around we're going to bring it right here on the bottom left and the bottom right, and we're going to change the font family too. And to do it, we're going to use auto ID. Always start with the pound sign, and for the auto we're going to change the font family too. Font family, and this time we're going to use monospace, Courier monospace. Yeah, this is it. Courier monospace, and we're going to change the text. Text align to the right. Text align. We're going to align it to the right. Control S. Let's go back and see. This is it. As you can see, as the end product, we have 3 different paragraphs which are styled differently. This one is styled differently. It has its own font family. It's in the center. This one too has its own font family. It is italicized. And the same thing with this one. It has its own font family. it aligns to the right. So this is what I mean by using ID and class. The same thing that I've used, I can use class too to modify this paragraph with class. I can, instead of using ID equal title, ID equal, I can also put ID or class equal this and go back to my CSS. This time around, if I had used let's go back and try to do it with class. The title, if I use class instead of ID, I save it, I go back to the style. Now here, instead of pound, when you use class, you have to use a period. So Control S. If I save it and I go here, nothing will happen. Nothing happens. As I said, the same thing you can do with an ID, you can do it also with class. But the same thing that you can do with a class, you cannot do it with an ID. Which means here, when I used ID, I didn't use the same ID like title here and ID title here. I changed that, use title, quotes, auto. But with class, if I want the two paragraphs to have the same class, I can also here type, copy this class, Control C, and apply it here, Control V, which means the two paragraphs will have the same style, will be modified in the same way. But I save it, Control S, and I go, no, I have to change it again here in the style. Yeah, it's going to be the same. The two paragraphs will have the same font family, the same font weight, and the same text alignment. Let's go back to here. Refresh, you see. This quote has the same font family and the same weight with the title. So let's go back and change it the way it was before. But when using, it's recommended to use classes rather than ID, because I said ID is limited. It's used only, it targets only one element. But with class, you can multiply it. So we are going to ID. And this one ID too. Let's go back the way we did it. Here it was ports. Control S. Let's see here if it's fixed. Okay. Now if we go back to, so this is it for today, guys. I want to just to use either ID or class to modify this three paragraph, just like this. I want the first paragraph to have a different family font and to be aligned center. The same with the second paragraph of the quote, to be aligned with the center, and to have a different family font and to be italicized. The same with the last paragraph, the author's name. I want it to be aligned right in the bottom center, no, on the right, and to have monospace as a font, and to have a different size too. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you replicate this. If you are stuck, please let me know and I'll be there to help you. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next Thursday. Bye.